And we're going to end tonight with the secret life of a New Plymouth councillor's cat, who has had their private life exposed after a GPS device revealed Dingle bypassed a trip to the park next door in favour of a visit to the pub. This is a lovely story. The 3-year-old Norwegian forest cat, owned by New Plymouth councillor Mike Merrick, took part in a project which tracks his movements for a week. A short time ago, I asked Mike where his cat, Dingle, went.
Dingle actually has a pretty tight network of where he goes. Obviously, he kind of goes off from my house. But there's some random stuff there that had me confused. I live right next door to a park. So I expected that he would spend a lot of time in the park. But the reality is, actually, he doesn't. For example, at night, when I expected him to spend a lot of time, he was only tracked 5 times in a week on the park. And in regards to the day, he never went over to the park once. So that had me confused. He tended to hang around residential houses, and somewhat alarming to me, he would cross the road. Now, I'm on a side street off the main road of New Plymouth, and he at night was crossing that road, and you could also in the satellite see the cars. That had me. There was something over there that interested him. I don't know whether he had a girlfriend or whether he had some source of food. I don't know why he kept going over there, but he did. But it was hugely risky, but I noticed that he would go sometimes about maybe 6 or 7 metres down, and then you could see cars coming, and he wouldn't do it. He'd back away. So he'd start to go across, obviously hear the noise of the cars, and then back away and didn't go across. So fortunately, at times, he had some road sense.
Good boy, Dingle.
Good boy, Dingle. That's it. That's what we want.
Yes. And so, have you worked out, was he going to see other people? I mean, Dingle may have had a girlfriend or a boyfriend, so he may have been off to see a feline mate, right? Or, because my dad says about cats that there is no love they feel like cupboard love. And so if someone is giving Dingle a feed, he's off to see them, isn't he?
Well, it's certainly possible. The other interesting thing he did was, I've got some pensioner flats down the end of my street, and he would be going down there at night, and I wonder whether 1 or 2 of them were perhaps just giving him a sneaky little feed. But right next door to that, those pensioner flats was a pub. And I noticed that he paid a couple of little visits to the pub as well. So quite what was going on there, I've got no idea.
Well, we've got no, wait a sec, he's going in for a quick half, and then he's off to see the oldies next door. I reckon Dingle's got it sorted.
Well, anything's possible, I tell you. You see, what this information doesn't give you is, apart from being kind of day and night, is timings. So you can't get that information, you know, to kind of make it specific. Yeah, it was certainly very different than what I had anticipated. And there were some very random visits that, like, in the week he would make to one corner of the park, and that's it. He walked over, he stayed however long, and he walked back. And
see, my guess is a lovely corner of sun there or something, right? You know, because they know about the stuffed cats.
Yeah, but no, these are at night.
Oh, okay, so much for that theory.
Well,
you know what I love about this story is that I mean, cats are so inscrutable, aren't they? They never ever tell. They have the secret life. They turn up, they bless us with their presence, and they never ever let on what they've been up to.
No. Well, the main thing for me, of course, is that he comes home.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, sometimes he can be gone for a couple of days, but generally he pops home a couple of times a day, and I'm happy. It's when he's kind of, you know, missing for a couple of days that you kind of have, you think to yourself, you think the worst, basically. But no, he's pretty good. You know,
Does he sit on your lap? Does he sit on your lap when you watch the telly?
At night, yes, he does.
Oh, good Dingle.
He's quite... During the day, he's fairly independent. He'll lie on the deck and then he'll disappear. But I'll tell you one thing, John, that I did see, and if I hadn't have seen it myself, I never would have believed it. So I was walking across Lynmouth Park, which we bored one day, and there was a flock of seagulls. So in the end, Dingle was following me, and in the end we got too close to the seagulls, so they flew off, as you'd expect, but they swooped around and basically came back over Dingle. Dingle leapt into the air and took one down.
Bloody
and
hell.
That seagull was bigger than Dingle. If I hadn't have seen it myself, I would have never had it. And he's done it again. Well, I didn't see the second one, but he brought it up onto my deck. I wasn't happy because there was blood. I had to clean it off.
Mike Merrick, we just so hope Gareth Morgan wasn't listening to that interview, or anyone who really likes seagulls. But Mike is clearly extremely fond of Dingle, and Dingle is clearly a wonderful mate, and Dingle goes exploring to the pub, to pensioner homes, to a retirement village, across a busy road, and Dingle is having a life.